This video is going to be about Sales Navigator on LinkedIn. It's a very powerful prospecting platform in this bootcamp. There are a couple of ways you can start automations with Sales Navigator. First of all, the Sales Navigator search extractor is based on the URL from your search. If you use to do list inside Sales Navigator, you can also save those and you can use the list as well. And then you have the My Contact starting point where you can roll them from the plugin. So let's get started. A couple of things you should know when using Sales Navigator is there's a couple of features that are super important to know. For example, who changed job in the last 90 days. Super powerful to know because people that just changed job are typically making new decisions, new softwares, or buyers. Mentioned the news the last 30 days, you can talk about something about them. But posted in the last 30 days on LinkedIn, I love this one. We can do personalizations because I will see what they posted and I can mention it. You do, for example, you can load in your list here. You can see how close I'm related in relationship 1, 2nd, or 3rd degree. Geography, obviously, that's helpful. Past lead and account activity, did I see them? Did I have them on a list? Important to see if I actually looked at them. Industry, school they went to, profile language. Good to know if they run the profile in French. That means they probably don't respond so well on English outreach. So sometimes that's a good hack to have. So I will search who's speaking English, and if they said German, my outreach will then be in German. Again, I'm reaching out to the person in the way they prefer to be spoken to. You have functions that could be sales. As an example, if I'm reaching salespeople, I can go in by companies, company type, the public. How long they've been in LinkedIn, do they have a common group, and so on and so forth. So that's how you can really apply down searches on LinkedIn. That's one example. And this is very important, Spotlight, who posted the last 30 days on LinkedIn. So we can add a lot more filters to really narrow down our search, but I just want to show you how you then can use it inside Sales Hub. So I can then copy the URL and go in and say, here you go. And that's about it. It's super straightforward. We can also add them in by using the plugin. I'm just going to show you that. So for example, I'm sitting on the search. I can hit the Sales Hub plugin. And if I just scroll down, I can reload it. And then I can say, I already have an automation loaded in. So I want to add them, for example, to my automation. So I'll just wait for the automation to load here. I just reinstalled the plugin. The first time it takes a couple of seconds. But every time it's going to be super fast. So I'm going to put in, for example, LinkedIn agencies, that's my automation. And then I can select the one I want, just hit add here. They go directly into my one-to-one personalization automation with the starting point, my contacts. So I can sit and selectively add people here from LinkedIn that I find to be the right people. If I hit save all, they will just go to my prospects. But if you add them to an automation, you do have to do it here one by one and select them so you're targeting the right people. There are another few options within Sales Navigator. So if you want to do account-based, you can do filters based on accounts. So you can go in again and say, okay, I want companies with more than 5 salespeople to 1,000 as an example. There could be department headcount with growth. Had they been growing in the department? Total headcount, how many employees do they have? The technology used is not as powerful as Tick Tracker. As an example, Tick Tracker has about 300,000 using HubSpot, as you will see right here. They have about 30,000, so you cannot even compare with Tick Tracker and Sales Hub there. But as an example, you can see that right here. If you do want to prospect them this way, you can then select the companies, say view current employees, and once they load in here, similar to Sales Hub ABM, but LinkedIn is limited to 25 companies, while Sales Hub ABM you can do 100 companies at a time. Then you can go in and say, okay, I want VP sales and so on and so forth, and then narrow it down, take the URL of the plugin, run the automation on Sales Hub. Another thing you can do in LinkedIn is you can create a lead list. You can save them to that lead list. Once you open that list, I can copy the URL. I go back to Sales Hub and say I want to do the LinkedIn Sales Navigator list, add them into that list. number of profiles to export, tag them, and so on and so forth. So I just write, well, there are 3 in that list, so I hit start. If I just hit save and start, it's just going to download them. If I want to do outreach, I can then build up my entire outreach. So there's a couple of tricks how to use Sales Navigator. Hope you will benefit from it. Thank you for watching.